Here is a cabin tour of the MSC World America Yacht Club cabin number 18012. We did this sailing as the inaugural on April 12th of 2025, and this room was a perfect fit for our needs. The technical term for this category is the YC1. It's the MSC Yacht Club Deluxe Suite. It's basically just their entry level balcony cabin in the yacht club status, which was great for us. So I hope you enjoy. Right off the bat, when you open the door, you will notice that there is a closet to the left. And this is only the first of two closets. So there is this closet here that has the two doors, and then further down over by the balcony, there is another closet. So that was a pleasant surprise to say the least. We had more than enough storage here for a 7-day cruise. Gosh, we could have done probably a month-long cruise and still had enough storage the way that we pack. But we were pleasantly surprised with the storage throughout. There was definitely a lack of plugs. We'll get to that in a bit. But there is a full-length mirror outside of the restroom there. And you have the yacht club robes, which I don't think we actually wore. Maybe I took it off. I wore it maybe one time. Normally, I like to sit on the balcony in my robe, but that didn't happen this cruise. This was a single sink vanity. However, the shower was a full size shower, so that was nice. Another interesting thing about this specific cabin was the clothesline hanger that you have in the shower that normally you can kind of pull, from one side to the other and like hang your wet bathing suits and stuff like that. Ours did not make its way all the way to the wall, so I am assuming that they've figured that out by now and fixed it. But we were not able to use that. We never told our cabin steward about that because it wasn't a big deal. But I know some other friends that were on board did not have that issue, so hopefully this cabin's fixed by then. The products that were available in the bathroom were very nice. There was a pleasant smell to them, and I used it to wash and shampoo my hair, condition my hair. It felt soft, so no complaints there. Let's see. Okay, so you'll start to see here. There's some drawer, but if you saw there up to the left, there are, I believe it was two US plugs with like two USB ports to the left side of the mirror. There's a hair dryer there. We'll go back to the plugs right here. So that's where we had, yeah, I think there were two USBs in the middle, and then the two US plugs, and then to the right there were the two European plugs. That was it. You guys, this is a brand new ship, and even on the sides of the bed, there was a USB, oh sorry, a USB-C plug, but that was it. We'll get to that again in a minute. There is the safe there, and again, plenty of storage. We've got drawers. They were the soft closing. I just didn't do a very good job, and this is probably the first time these drawers were ever closed. So there you go. We had the yacht club notepad with pencil and phone. There was a menu for room service, but basically just call your butler or the concierge and they'll get you whatever you want pretty much whenever you want it. I think pizza we could order till 2 in the morning, so that was really nice. We never took advantage of that because this ship has the pizza and burger, which is another venue I'll get to in a separate video. But fantastic job, MSC, including more items for everybody that's included in the ship. Here we have some stemware, the ice bucket, the Pringles, and nuts. First is complimentary. If you want refills, those will be a charge. The coffees are replenished as much as you'd like. We did ask our butler for ice every day. Well, we only asked for it once, and then he just was amazing and kept our ice coming every day. Yes, Carl was our butler for the inaugural sailing, and our junior butler was Manny, and both of them were great, but Carl was absolutely amazing. There's a mini fridge. Everything in here could be restocked as needed, except for the Toblerone. That was a one-time only. There was an espresso machine. I think I used it once because there's coffee all around the ship. So didn't really need to use the loud machine in the cabin when I could go and get it elsewhere. But there is the second set of closet space right there. Again, plenty of storage throughout this cabin. So that was really nice to see. And we'll go out to the balcony in a minute. The cabin did get pretty dark throughout the evening. Every night we would come in to turn down service, and those curtains were closed, and we had water on the side of the bed, so that was nice. The balcony itself was narrow. You'll see here, like there's two chairs and a little, I'm going to call it an end table, but it's just kind of like a little stool, but not much room past that. So narrow, but long. It did the trick, but a little bit more space, a little bit more depth would have been nice. There is the couch there. I think some of the cabins also had like a side chair. Ours did not. Here you go. Side of the bed, USB-C. That's it. So those of you that travel with the CPAP, make sure you pack your extension cord. We always do pack one, and we also filled out the form 30 days in advance to give them a heads up. So there should have been an extension cord when we got into the cabin, which there wasn't. And I will tell you, Yacht Club went above and beyond. They were very apologetic. And of course, Carl, our butler, it was completely out of his control. Again, you'll see there, USB-C only. But yeah, so he was like, I'm so sorry. There's no extension cord. Keep asking the concierge. I think they literally gave us an extension cord from a crew member. And then when we docked in San Juan, they must have gone to Home Depot and bought more because then they swapped out the extension cord. So that was a nice touch. And we've wrapped up the end of the video already. My goodness, I've just been talking away, talking, talking, talking. This cabin was fantastic. I would book it again in a heartbeat. Yeah, there were a few quirks, but overall, it was a fantastic cabin. So don't forget to subscribe and follow along so you don't miss out on anything else we have to share on this cruise or anything in the future. We hope you enjoyed and stay tuned for more.